Hey everybody, welcome. I'm just trying to go live over on my Instagram account as well. And for some reason it's not letting me, so bear with me. And we're gonna get started. As you are hopping on live, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if the sound is okay, because I wanna make sure you can hear everything that I'm saying, obviously. That would be good. Done. There we go. All right, so I think if you feel like it, grab something to drink. I have some coffee. So I am live on Facebook and YouTube from here, and over here I am live on Instagram, because here's the deal. I really need to simplify as much as I possibly can, especially over the next 3 months, because it's summertime and my kids are all home, and I am trying to do less screen works or less camera, less, things like this, and spend more time with them, obviously with the pool and going to the park and all that fun stuff that we get to do in the summertime. So I am going to be hopping on live every single Monday all through the summer. So 9 a.m. Eastern time, and we're going to be chatting. I'm going to be answering questions and hopefully adding some value in your lives. So if you are new to me, new to my world, and you have no idea who the heck I am, welcome. My name is Rizakos. I am an early childhood educator by trade. I am a childcare business owner. I owned and operated my own center for 16 years, and now I consult, I coach, I train struggling childcare business owners on how to fully book their programs, their daycare centers, in order to operate an amazing business that they love and a business that they are aligned with 100%. Other than that, I am a new homeschooling mom of 4 as well. And I'm just happy to have you guys here. So if you're brand new, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification button to make sure that you don't miss a video. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be doing these videos every single Monday morning, coffee at hand. So take a few seconds, go get some coffee, maybe something to write, take some notes with, because I am talking about something that is really interesting, that I think a lot of childcare business owners struggle with, especially those that are just starting out. And I want to help you get past that. So I'm going to be talking about curriculum today. Okay. And as I mentioned before, I know a thing or two about curriculum, obviously, because I myself am an early childhood educator by trade. So I wasn't someone that just wanted to open up a center just to open up a center and hire someone to run it. No, I had the training to work with young children. I actually worked with young kids for 4 or 5 years before I hired staff to replace me in my center. And I did all the things. I researched. I was excited about learning as much as I possibly could. I was researching online. I had so many books, resources. I mean, I was into that. I loved it. My house looked like I actually had a daycare in it, even though I didn't, because of all the material and the books and all the activities that I was kind of like immersing myself in, because I loved it. It was my calling to work with young children. And when I graduated, I knew that, it didn't end there. I knew that I needed, an out. I needed a place to keep everything. And I also knew that this was something that I was going to continue for a long, long time. So I would collect a bunch of ideas and books and audio programs and just a bunch of things that I knew that one day they were going to serve me when I opened my daycare business. And obviously they did. So when I did venture off and I opened my own center, I had a clear vision. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly what I didn't want. But I also understand that for many of you, if you are just starting out, maybe you've worked in daycare for a little bit, maybe you don't necessarily have the training of an early childhood educator, but you know that you want to open your a preschool program, or you want to open a program in your home, but you're struggling because you don't know exactly what type of curriculum to choose, what type of approach to take, what your philosophy is, but you know that you want to make a difference in your community and the kids' lives. which is an awesome start. So today, hopefully this video is going to help you decide on the best curriculum for your new daycare center, your new daycare program. Now I have notes because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. And I actually wrote a long form blog about it. I'm going to post a link under this video so you can go check that out over on my website. If you are someone that really wants to read and check out the links that I'm going to discuss, because obviously I could talk about curriculum and daycares and approaches and all that fun stuff for a long, long time. But for the sake of our video, I just want to give you some tips on how to choose the best curriculum, how to develop your own curriculum when you're starting out, when you're brand new, okay? So obviously, if you're in the field, it's because you love children, right? You love, stimulating your kids. You love teaching them all about the world and all amazing things that you know that you can teach them at this young age, okay? Obviously, if you're here, it is because you're calling to work with young children. It is something that you've been dreaming about for a long time. Maybe you're at the startup phase. Maybe you're just starting out. Maybe you're still dreaming about it. But one of the things that you're going to have to obviously get real clear on is your curriculum, right? Your approach, how and what you're going to teach the kids. And I know some of these terms kind of stress people out. They get them really overwhelmed. Like when I say the word curriculum or approach or what's your childcare philosophy, people kind of panic and they think, oh my God, they have to come up with this huge elaborate piece of content to write and give their customers, but you really don't. Okay? And I'm going to share a few tips on what you do when you're just starting out and you want to develop your own curriculum, meaning you don't want to just go buy someone's online. You just really want to sit and do the work yourself because it's really important to you. How to do that when you've never done it before, okay? So before I dive in, one of the things that you have to do as a childcare business owner, obviously, is make sure you're working within your legal rights as a childcare provider. So what that means is making sure that you know the rules, you know the guidelines in your state, your town, your province. I know for us, where I am in Quebec, there is, I don't want to say it's not mandated. You don't have to do, you don't have to follow the government's curriculum. It's strongly advised to. So our curriculum in Quebec is based on learn through play, which is great. But it's not carved in stone because there are daycares here and preschool programs that do strictly Reggio Emilia, or they do strictly project-based, or they do strictly Montessori, right? So I just want you to know that before you dive into developing anything of your own, and you really get in it, right? Make sure that you're working within your legal rights. Just, check, make sure that, yes, you have that freedom to develop this program, this curriculum, one that you believe in and that you align with, okay? So time to write your curriculum, time to decide exactly on what you're going to be teaching the kids and how you're going to be teaching them, because curriculum is so much more than just, Monday morning we're going to be playing with Play-Doh and then Tuesday we're going to do some arts and crafts. It is so much more than that, okay? Curriculum is really what you're going to teach the kids, but also how, like the approach that you're going to take to teach this to the kids, okay? And the good news is that this is different for everyone, okay? So the last thing I want you to feel is that you have to go invest hundreds of dollars buying someone else's curriculum online, because I know there's a lot of them, and think that you have to kind of fall into that box of doing things exactly like someone else is doing. I'm not a huge believer in doing what everyone else is doing. I'm a huge believer in running the business the way you want to run it, in a way that, flows, is filled with ease. It feels good to you, like you're proud of your program, versus just doing something just because it's out there and that's what everybody seems to be doing, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing I want you to realize is that you cannot decide on a curriculum if you don't have a vision for your business, your program. So the first step when you are developing your own curriculum is really understanding what the vision is behind it, right? What is the intent behind this program that you want to offer in your community? Why are you doing this, right? If you're in business for yourself, it is because you believe strongly about what you can offer to your community, to the families in your care, okay? So take a few moments and write that down. Like, what is your vision for your business? What do you want the kids to feel? How do you want them to feel when they come in your center? What do you want the parents to say about your program to other people? How do you want your staff to interact and engage with the kids? What do you want the kids to learn and know as they finish your program and as they're going off into kindergarten. Like this can look different, and it is going to look different, right? So for some people is, I want the kids to know their ABCs and their 1, 2, 3s. And for other people, it's just about having kids that are, stimulated in all the 5 domains. You want kids that are sure of themselves. They have self-confidence, self-esteem. This can mean for some people that you want kids to be extra curious when they finish your program. So it's going to look different, right? So, but it all starts with your vision and what exactly it is that you want for your center or your preschool program or your home daycare, okay? So take a moment and just think about your why behind you started this business, this program, and think about the kids in your care and what exactly is important to you as the business owner. And especially if you're going to be the one that is going to be doing all the educating, right? You want to align with your why and the mission of your center, right? You want to feel good knowing that every time someone drops their kid in your center, or every time you enroll a new child, that you mean business, you mean what you say, that it's not something you just put on a piece of paper and then the rest of the day the kids are not doing anything stimulating, and that you're on your phone scrolling, right? So that's the last thing you want. So it's really, really important to really get intentional behind your vision for your business. And this has nothing to do with finances. It really has to do with program and your curriculum and thinking about the things that you want to add to these kids' lives, okay? So once you do that, the second thing, after you're real clear as to what your mission is and what you want these kids to get out of your program, is to educate yourself, okay? So if you've never done this before, you've never written a curriculum before, the easiest way for you to know what you want is by knowing what you don't want, okay? And this is going to take some time. Now, it's not going to take you 20 years, but it's going to take some time where you're going to have to engage in some education. You're going to have to read up on certain philosophies and watch some YouTube videos. And if you can, discuss with other business owners that are, let's say, running a Montessori program or a Reggio Emilia program, right? You want to be engaged. You want to educate yourself, because that's the only way you're going to know what you want and what you don't want, okay? I know for myself, when I first started my center, I knew what I didn't want, but I wasn't really fully immersed in all the approaches out there. I mean, there's a lot of them, okay? I knew the most popular ones. We had learned a lot about it, obviously, in school, but I didn't know more than that. So I really had to get intentional with learning, right? So I went online, I researched, I asked a few friends that worked in different centers how they did things. I read a lot, and I decided that even though I had all this knowledge, I decided that I couldn't kind of pinpoint my philosophy or my approach to one. And that's okay, because what I decided to do was take the best out of all the approaches and all the philosophies that I had read about and kind of create my own, which is amazing, because when you are working for yourself, this is something that you get creative freedom over, right? To actually pull all the amazing pieces from all the, Montessori and project-based and learning through play and just everything, and kind of add your own spin to it so that you come up with this amazing curriculum, this amazing program that you can stand by 100%. And that was really, really magical. So I encourage you to read my blog. I'll link it underneath the comments, because I have a few links in there that kind of detail the different philosophies and then kind of walk you through the differences and the similarities, so that you can get this really big view as to what's out there. And it's also going to help you decide as to what you want, right? What feels good to you, which is obviously really, really important, right? The last thing you want is to decide on a curriculum and then show up for work or hire staff, but you're not really in it 100%. It doesn't feel good. You don't agree with, let's say, timeout or, open-ended activities, right? So you have to get real honest with yourself and really just take the time to do the research. It's really important, okay? And again, it doesn't have to take you years or months to do this, but it's going to take you a few days to kind of get a sense as to what's out there, what's available, and really kind of piece these together. You might decide that, Reggio Emilia is the way for you to go. You might decide that, maybe Montessori is better for you and your values and your beliefs. Whatever the case is, you have to make sure that you're intentional and that you're doing the research so that you can come up with a program, a curriculum that aligns with you and your beliefs and your center's mission 100%. Because here's the thing, if you don't do this, then you're going to be attracting the wrong customers. You're going to be attracting the wrong staff. You're going to make decisions based on your curriculum, which is what you have to be doing. But if you choose a curriculum that you don't believe in, that you don't fully support, then you're going to make a lot of wrong decisions after that, because the basis of the foundation of your program is your program, your curriculum, what you believe in, right? Your lesson plans, the approach that you're taking when it comes to your interventions, and it's just everything. So it's really, really important that you understand that every decision you make after that, the who you hire, the material that you buy, where you invest your money, right, in your business, is going to be based on the program itself. It's going to be based on the mission of your business, what you want the kids to take out of this program once they're done, right? So take the time, read up on the different approaches. I'll put some links, as I mentioned, in my blog. And then after that, you can make the best decision for your business, right? After that, you're going to start writing an outline, right? You're not going to flat out start creating this huge document. You're just going to write an outline, right? So that's how I did it at the beginning. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I didn't want. I knew what the vision was behind the program. So then it was time to kind of put this on paper, and wherever you are in the world, most probably, you'll need to show some type of program to your licensing officer, to the parents, to your staff that you're hiring. And even if you don't have to show it to your licensing officer, as a business owner, it's really important for you to have something on paper that you can share with, obviously, staff that you're going to be hiring, but also people that are signing up, right? They're signing up in your daycare for a reason, right? I'd like to believe it's because of your program, and it's because they relate and they trust you. So it's going to make you look more professional. It's going to make you look more aligned with the mission of your business. And again, it's going to attract the right staff, because once your staff understands the mission and your approach, then it's easier for them to either take the job or say, no, thank you, I don't really believe in this, right? And it's easier for you to hire ideal staff as well, because once you know what exactly the purpose is behind the program and your curriculum, then it's easier for you to kind of pinpoint the staff that you feel get it, and those that are not a good fit, and that's fine, okay? So before you dive into writing this huge elaborate document, start with an outline. So the first thing you're going to start thinking about, I have some notes again here because it's a lot of content, is your guiding principles or beliefs, right, behind your program. Then you're gonna think about your values as an educating team, I should say, your staff's role within the curriculum, because in your business, everyone has a role to play, the parents, you as the leader, but also your staff, right? Those that are actually in the classes with the kids. Even if this is just an assistant, everyone has a role to play, right? So you want to make sure you detail that inside your curriculum that you're going to give to the parents and your staff. You're going to touch on your daily routine and your schedules in every single group. You're going to talk about your interventions and behavioral theories, right? So for example, do you believe in timeout? Do you practice more of a diplomatic approach? All important things that you have to have in place inside this document. Again, that's going to guide your staff, but also potential clients, right, to sign up in your program or not. You're going to touch on how your curriculum is intended to encourage learning processes, really important. Observational tools and resources that you use, right? So if you're running a high quality program, you are going to have to kind of, I don't want to say evaluate because I don't like that word, but you're going to have to show that you are, I don't know how to phrase this, hold on. That you are, I don't want to say evaluate. I really don't like putting like labels like that on anything, but you want to make sure that you're kind of working with the kids' strengths and weaknesses. Basically, what they are amazing at. Plus, you also know the areas that they're kind of struggling with, right? And you as the educator within your curriculum, you want to make sure that you're planning activities to kind of reinforce those things. Well, you can't do that without actually observing the kids, right? So we observe the kids through different ways. You want to talk about that inside your curriculum. So, and also talk about, when and if you meet with the family members, right? So do you do this every 6 months? Do you do this every year? What do you do at the end of the year? Do you give like a checklist, or do you put a portfolio together, right? So there's a lot of fun ways you can go about this, but again, it should always align with your curriculum, and it should always be detailed inside your educational program that you're going to give to the parents once they sign up. And of course, I want you to clarify how you're going to be using these approaches in your center, how your staff is going to be using these approaches. Now, again, I know this is a lot of information, but it's really, really important. It shouldn't be written in a language that parents don't understand. It has to be as simple as possible with a lot of examples, okay? And that's how I guide my students in my programs. That's how I guide them to write their curriculums, is by being as basic as possible. Simplicity is the best thing you can possibly offer your parents because they're already busy as it is. But you want to set them up for success. You want them to feel like, okay, I understand what she means. So if two kids, let's say, are arguing, this is what the center does. If they see that my child is struggling with, I don't know, cutting, this is what they do, right? So you have to be real clear how you're going to take your program, your curriculum, your approaches, and how you're going to implement it every single day, as you're working with the kids, right? So, and the last thing that I wanted to mention after you do that, right? Because once you have this outline set up, then it's easier for you to kind of go in and develop the ideas much more, right? Versus just starting trying to write everything at the same time. It's really, really difficult. So I'll put the link underneath the video because I know that some of you probably missed a few of those points, but I detailed all of that, and I also included links on my blog. I'll put the link under the video. Now, if you are someone that is struggling right now, you're thinking, I cannot do this, Christina. This is a lot of work. Like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I don't know how to do this. It sounds way too complicated. You can definitely hire someone to do this for you, okay? Now, before you do, you have to make sure that you do your homework. You want to make sure that this person that you're hiring, that you meet with them, that they get you, they understand your ideas, so that they can take that and put it out on paper for you, right? You don't want to hire someone that has like a generic, curriculum that they kind of give to everyone that buys from them. You want to make sure that the person that you're hiring, they connect with you on the level where they get the ideas behind what you're saying, and they can easily take that out of your mind and put it down on paper, okay? But I would strongly suggest that you do not hire anyone to do this. It doesn't have to look perfect the first time around, but I think it's so much more powerful and impactful if you take the time to do this, because it's going to allow you to kind of see your business in a different way. It's something really special that you get to do, especially if you have been dreaming of starting your own business for a long time. This is one of those things that you get creative freedom over. I don't know about you guys, but when I was working in centers, one of the biggest things that I had as a complaint was the program. Like I could not align myself with things and the way they ran their center, and it had nothing to do with finances, but all of it had to do with the way we interacted with the kids, their interventions, guidance techniques, the lack of quality staff that I was working with, the lesson planning, the way we had to plan arts and crafts that looked the same every single day. And I knew that I didn't want any of that. So when I had the chance to write my own curriculum, I was ecstatic. It wasn't perfect the first time around, no, but it was mine. It was mine. And it was important to me. And I believed everything that I was sharing on this document. I believed everything I was sharing with the clients when they would enroll. I believed in it when I would sit down every single week and do a lesson plan for the class. I believed in it when I was hiring my staff and I would talk to them about the curriculum, and they saw how into it I was. They knew that, this is not just a center where I'm just going to come get a paycheck. Like, I actually have to work, right? And that's the kind of vibe that I want for you, for your business, right? Last thing you want to do is attract the staff that's been doing the same stuff year in and year out, the same arts and crafts. They believe in a certain way and they're not open to implementing a new approach or a new way of teaching. Okay. So if you are feeling really overwhelmed right now and you're thinking, I don't know how to write this, I actually offer a course that I teach you how to write your own curriculum. Okay. And it's real simple, real easy. I break it down for you and I actually give you a copy of mine just to kind of guide you through the process. So you get a template of what I used in my center so you can see how developed it is. It's around, I think it was around 40, 50 pages long. Like, it was really, really thick because I went through everything. I didn't just stick to curriculum and, lesson planning. I went through nutrition and safety and self-esteem. I mean, I did everything. And that's how I teach my clients how to write their own curriculums, because it's that important, right? So if you want to check that out, I'll put the link under the video. You can definitely check that out because I break down the process for you and I make it super simple, super easy. And I give you a template that you could kind of go in and follow along with just to make it a little bit easier for you, especially if you're not tech savvy. I want to take all that stress away from you. So that is my video for today, you guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments. Tag a friend that works in the daycare that may want to hear this. If you have any questions, obviously comment and I will go back and I will answer them. Let me check over here if I have any questions. Hold on, you guys. All right, so I don't see anybody, but I know there's a lag. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understand how important your role is as an early childhood educator, whether you're working in the classroom, whether you're working from your home, whether you're running your preschool, or whether you are hiring staff to work for you. You know, I know that many of us, and I'm saying us because I have definitely felt this in the past, that we're seen as babysitters, as someone that just, you know, watches the kids while mom and dad goes to work. But we are so much more than that. But, you know, my point is that the moment you take on that role, that you're so much more than just the babysitter, then everything changes in your business. And it really starts with having an amazing curriculum that aligns with your beliefs, aligns with your values, and that you feel passionate about, right? It's not something that you're doing just because, understanding why you're doing what you're doing. And unfortunately, many educators that I have hired or that I have worked with are doing stuff like an autopilot. They're just doing the same craft on Halloween and we're doing the same songs during circle time. And just because that's how it's always been, that's how I did it in the other daycare and this is how we do it. But it doesn't have to be the case, right? It really starts with you as the owner having that vision, understanding what you want to promote in your center, what you want to get to have the kids experience, the families as well, and also being able to put that on paper, even if it's not perfect the first time around. Here's the beautiful part, that you can go in and edit and update every single year if you have to make it better and better and better, so that as your business grows, as your team grows, as you grow as a business owner, it's going to get amazing and people are going to be raving about it. So with that, I will let you guys go. Have an amazing Monday. Have an amazing week. And I will see you guys again next Monday. Bye, guys.